Going to know more about the topic human capital formation. Now we can see the introduction. Think one of the factors that has made a great difference in the evolution of mankind. Perhaps it is human capacity to store and transmit knowledge which they have been doing through conversation. Yes, of course, when we mean about human capital, that is mainly about human resources. Human resource development must take place in order to get more development in our nation. We want to utilize the inner potentialities of every human being properly. So, that is what we are meaning human capital formation. So, through the conversation and through songs and through elaborate lectures, we express our inner feelings and inner qualities. But humans soon found out that we need a good deal of training and skill to do things efficiently. So, of course, if we wanted to do something or efficiently something, then we wanted to acquire knowledge. When we acquire knowledge, definitely we can do things properly, we can present it properly. So, that we need the proper education and training. We know that the labor skill of an educated person is more than that of an uneducated person, and hence the former is able to generate more income than the latter. See, when we compare about the educated people and of course with some illiterate people, then we will come to know that the educated person's performance is far more better than the illiterate one. So, their economic growth is also the highly educated one's economic growth is also better than the illiterate one. So, here in this chapter, in this paragraph, what we are studying about the human consciousness or human potentialities development. Okay. So, we wanted to bring out the skill, innate nature, innate skill and the efficiency to the outer world, and they must, each one must perform very well in the society, so that the society and its mankind will get much benefits. That is what actually here we are studying, how it is possible. Human personalities development is must. When we develop the personality or when we train people properly, then overall development of our country will take place. So, we wanted to utilize the human resources properly. We wanted to use each human innate nature or innate qualities properly, then only we can get the desired result, means the total development of our country. So, therefore, what we wanted to do, we wanted to educate people, proper education we wanted to give and proper training we wanted to give, then only the skill development will take place. So, skill development we wanted to implement and encourage among the people. Okay, that is what actually here in this paragraph we study. So, this paragraph says the significance of the importance of education and skill based training. Then only we can utilize each human resources in our country. We are all human beings, okay. So many people we have, we wanted to utilize them properly for the betterment of this nation. We wanted to contribute something for the betterment of this nation. So, each person must contribute something to the nation. That is what actually, when the contribution, the exact contribution take place, then the exact development will take place. Okay, now we can move on to the next point. Education is sought not only as it confers higher earning capacity on people, but also for its higher highly valued benefits. Education is not only meaning that higher earning, don't think that actually it is only for higher earning, but higher values also we wanted to express. The higher values can be expressed only when we get the right proper education. It gives one a better social standing and pride. It enables one to make better choices in life. It provides knowledge to understand the changes taking place in the society. When one gets the proper education, socially, economically, his lifestyle would be transformed. It provides knowledge to understand the changes taking place in society. It also stimulates innovations. Moreover, the ability of educated labor force facilitates adaptation of new technologies. The educated working class people, okay, workforce, they express more difference in their work, okay, because they are trained and they are skilled. Their training and skills will definitely bring more productivity in our country. So what we wanted to understand, the economists have stressed the need for expanding educational opportunities in a nation as it accelerates the development of process. What is the economists are also telling that actually we wanted to accelerate the development process. Developmental process will take place only when we accelerate the education and skill based, especially the skill based education in our country. So that is what actually education is not only giving the enhancement of earning capacity. It is not only giving the enhancement of earning capacity, but socially, economically, also technologically, it will increase the productivity in a person. So now we can move on to the next point, that is what is human capital. We wanted to know, we are now talking about human capital. We also wanted to know what is exactly human capital. Just as a country can turn physical resources like land into physical capital like factories, similarly it can also turn human resources like nurses, farmers, teachers, students into human capital like engineers and doctors. So what it says, actually we wanted to transform the people, the human resources in our country. Millions of people are living in our country, they are all human resources. We wanted to utilize our human resources properly. So you know that actually human resource development department is also in India now. So what they wanted to develop the human resources properly, the proper guidance training they wanted to provide to our people. So we wanted to create more nurses in our country, and we wanted to create more better farmers, more better and best teachers. We also want to utilize our students into engineers. We wanted to transform our students into human capital like engineers and doctors. So more productivity our country wanted to enhance, increase in our country, lot of transformation. Then only the real transition take place in our country, and the better economical development will soon arrive in our country. So societies need sufficient human capital in the first place in the form of competent people who have themselves been educated and trained as professors and other professionals. So we want in our society, our country need more better human capital. Then only more development will take place in our country, and more highly educated, talented professors and more educators, scholars, etc. will come in our country. So we need more such mentors in our country. Okay. Therefore, education is the base of development. Of course, education is the base of development. If we wanted to transform this country into a better world of living, so then what we want, more highly talented people we need in our country, more mentors we need in our country. In other words, we need good human capital to produce other human capital. So in our country we want more gurus, more teachers, more masters and more mentors. Then only more nurses, more better farmers, more better teachers, more better doctors and engineers would be in our country. This means that we need investment in human capital to produce more human capital out of human resources. So we wanted to utilize our human resources better way. Then only more more human capital production will take place in our country. So here in this paragraph we understood that actually we need more highly professional talented mentors and gurus, masters in our country. Then only we can train more human resources. Okay, we can train more people in our country, because our country need more nurses, more teachers, more scientists, more doctors we need, and more farmers we need. Better, the people who knows better farming. We want actually more people, dedicated people in our country who can contribute better way for the development of this nation. Okay, we can move on to the next point then. So I trust you understood all these points well. Sources of human capital. Investment in education is considered as one of the main sources of human capital. So what is the main sources of human capital? Actually we wanted to do more investment in the field of education. When we give more preference to education, then more better quality based human resources development will take place in our country, so that the overall development of our nation will also take place. There are several other sources as well. Investments in health and job training, migration and information are the other sources of human capital formation. What is happening? We wanted to train people, so we want more highly professional people in the field of health, and also we want more educators, more highly talented people for doing job. We want more highly educated people who can migrate to other countries, also send more money for the development of this nation. Okay, so we wanted to supply more human capital throughout the world. We wanted to export more talented people all over the world. We also, of course, we also need in our country more highly professional people. So that is what actually human resource development we wanted to do. Human resource development means we wanted to utilize our human capital better way. Why do your parents spend money on education? So of course your parents are spending money on your education. Why? Spending money on education by individuals is similar to spending on capital goods by companies, with the objective of increasing future profits over a period of time. So you know that actually your parents are spending a lot of money. Why? Because they wanted to bring out your creativity and your potentialities. They want you to be a better person with a lot of skills. You must contribute for the development of this nation. That is why they are educating you. So even the companies, what the companies do, they spend a lot of money for research. Okay, they wanted to provide better products. So what they do, they invest more and money for the research work. Okay, similarly your parents also spending a lot of money for the betterment of your inner development. Okay, then only you will be more productive, the more skill come out from you. So likewise individuals invest in education with the objective of increasing their future income. When you are educated and when you have talent, skill, and when you are very professional, your income, your future income will also increase, because you can utilize your skill, knowledge and wisdom better way. Like education, health is also considered as an important output for the development of a nation, as much as it is important for the development of an individual who can work better than a sick person or a person with a sound health. So what is actually, we wanted to increase the development. What type of development we wanted to do? Human resource development we wanted to do. So human resource development means we want better citizens in India who are capable to perform their duties properly and better and best way. So that is what, then only the nation get benefits. The nation, we are committed to do good things towards this nation. We all wanted to develop this nation. We all wanted to make this nation a better place for living. So that will happen only when we eradicate poverty, Okay, that will happen only when we do better in the field of science and technology. So everything will happen only when we have a better, highly professional, talented people in our country, or human resource development in our country. Okay, then we can move on to the next point. A sick laborer without access to medical facilities is compelled to abstain from work, and there is loss of productivity. A sick laborer without access to medical facilities is compelled to abstain from work. You know that a sick person cannot work. He has to abstain from the work. He has to stay away from the work. Otherwise, his health will get more worst. So, what is actually his productivity went down. He must have a good health. So, hence expenditure on health is an important source of human capital formation. Yes, of course, we wanted to provide better health facilities to our people. We all must have, we human beings and human resources, we want better health. Then only we can increase the productivity in our country. The amount of money spent on preventive medicine. So, the amount of money spent on preventive medicine, vaccination, etc. Recently we have utilized this vaccination. You know that Covaxin and Covishield we have given to our people. Curative medicine, medical intervention during illness, social medicine, spread of health literacy, and provision of clean drinking water and good sanitation are the various forms of health expenditures. See, our Indian government, any government, of course, they are spending a lot of money for the development of their human resources. They want better citizens in their country. For that, mainly for health services and vaccination, then also this curative as well as social medicine. We also wanted to bring more awareness in our country. We wanted to educate our people about more about health, and they must be health conscious. That way, how and who is doing this? The government is doing this through the social awareness programs. Okay, so health expenditure is directly increases the supply of healthy labor force and is thus a source of human capital formation. Our government is spending millions and millions of rupees for this reason. That is why they wanted to create here more highly talented, skilled, healthy, professional people in our country, and they wanted to create the productivity in our country. The productivity in our human beings, our human resources must be there. So everything is in order to create human resource development. Human resource development must be taken place in our country better way. Otherwise, our country cannot get development. That is what this paragraph says. So, therefore, the government is spending lot of money for attaining this result. What is the result? Human resource development. Okay, we can move on to the next point. Firms spend on giving on the job training to their workers. This may take different forms. One, the workers may be trained in the firm itself under the supervision of a skilled worker. You know that actually many companies, many organizations, what they do, they give job training to their people. Okay, a newly appointed person must undergo through the training. Okay, he must take training from the experienced staff. Okay, skilled workers provide training to the newly appointed people. The workers may be sent for off campus. Sometimes they give training inside the campus or inside the company, or sometimes they send them to the outside. In both these cases, firms incur some expenses. In both these cases, either they work inside the company, either they take training inside the company, or they take the training from the outside company. Company is ready to spend money on it. So, firms incur some expenses. They have to bear some expenses. Okay. Then firms will thus insist that the workers should work for a specific period of time. What is actually the firms will thus insist that the workers should work for a specific period of time after their on the job training, during which it can recover the benefits of the enhanced productivity owing the training. You know that for job training, for their workers training, companies spend money. So that is why many companies say to their employees, you needed to work for a specific period of time, means 1 or 2 years you need to compulsorily, that is mandatory, you should work for us, the company says like that. Okay. So expenditure regarding on the job training is a source of human capital formation, as the return of such expenditure in the form of enhanced labor productivity is more than the cost of it. What the companies are saying? Companies think that actually, yes, of course, that is what happening. Companies spend more money for better education of their, better training, for giving better training to their staffs. So, as I told you that many companies spend money for job training, their staff get more job training because they will be more skilled, their productivity will increase, so that they can perform well, so that the company, overall the company get benefits. That is why the companies spend money. Many companies are doing like that actually. When a person join in that company, the company will give training so that the person perform better way. Okay. So the company can get the future benefits out of it. The productivity of the staff or the labor will increase. Okay. So in future the companies can get more benefits out of it. So because the laborer or worker or the employee will perform better way, his performance would be better, and enhanced labor productivity is more than the cost of it, what they spent on training. Okay. So we can move on to the next point. People migrate in search of jobs that fetch them higher salaries than what they may get in their native places. Why do people move to other countries? Why people migrate to other countries? Because they want better lifestyle. They want better lifestyle, or they want more better salary. That is why they move to another place. So brain drain, that is also says. Unemployment is the reason for the rural urban migration in India. What is happening? Unemployment is in rural areas, so that more illiterate people, more unskilled people move to the urban areas, from rural area to urban areas, from villages to cities. Okay. So rural urban migration is taking place in India. Technically qualified persons like engineers and doctors migrated to other countries. What is happening? Highly talented, educated people like engineers and doctors migrated to other countries because of higher salaries that they may get in such countries. Their expectation is more salary, better salary. Okay. So that is why more people move to another countries. That is also more highly talented, highly professional people like doctors and engineers. Okay. They are moving to other countries for better salary. You know that from India, more people, more highly talented, educated professional like computer educated people, software engineers like that people, doctors. Okay. And also business MBA students. Okay. All those move to another countries for finding job, nurses, etc. So countries like Canada, Australia, Britain, Netherlands, New Zealand, all those, America. So many countries are actually, they are welcoming more people, more highly talented people from India. So migration in both of these cases involves cost of transport. Of course, if you wanted to go to abroad, you needed to spend money. Okay. Because transportation amount is there, higher cost of living in the migrated places, and psychic cost of living in a strange socio-cultural setup. You know that actually when a person moves to a new country, of course there are a lot of money he needs to spend. Okay. He needs to adjust with the culture there, then he needs to adjust with the cost of living there. The cost of living is also very high there. Okay. In America, like places 1 lakh rupees, 3 lakh rupees or 5 lakh rupees is nothing. Okay. Cost of living is more there. The enhanced earnings in the new place outweigh the cost of migration. But what is happening? There more salary you can get, the standard of living will change. So many things are there. Socio-economic transformation is is taking place when you move to another country. So the enhanced earnings, they have better salary structure there, so that what happened, your cost of transportation, so your expenditure, your travel fare and all other costs you can save from that salary, because better salary the country is providing. So hence expenditure on migration is also a source of human capital formation. See, lot of people are actually in our country, they are getting better education. Indian government is spending lot of money for their better education. After once gaining the talent from this country, what they are doing, they are moving to the other country. So more brain drain is happening, more highly talented people move to other country, they perform and they live for the betterment of other country. That is happening. That is actually not good. Actually, Indian government must provide better working environment in this country, and working class people must find happiness here in our country. People, our talented people should not move to other country. So for educating them, what is happening, the government is spending a lot of money. As you have seen this topic very well, then you understood that how much money the government is spending. So our government is spending money, millions and millions for infrastructural development, that we have already studied in our last lesson, that for infrastructural development Indian government is spending huge amount, like roads, schools, then also basic amenities, then more schools, more hospitals, so many things actually. Then after gaining the education and the talent, we should not move to other country. Better we should serve this nation better way and help others to overcome their troubles and their drawbacks. We need to educate people, we need to support people. We wanted to develop this nation because India is our nation. This is our mother country. Okay, we wanted to protect this country better way. So we can move on to the next point. What is actually people spend to acquire information relating to the labor market and other markets like education and health. People spend to acquire information relating to the labor market and other markets like education and health. People are spending a lot of money for collecting more information about labor. People wanted to know more about the labor market. People also wanted to know more about education. Better schools, colleges, they wanted to know. They also wanted to know more about better health facilities. For example, people wanted to know the level of salaries associated with various types of jobs. People also wanted to know better job opportunities, where it is available, better job opportunities they wanted to know. People wanted to know better salaries, where they can get. Whether the educational institutions provide the right type of employable skills and at what cost. People wanted to learn more skills. They wanted to develop their skills. They wanted to learn more highly productive talent they wanted to learn. They are ready to spend money. Of course, they are collecting more information. This information is necessary to make decisions regarding investment in human capital as well as for efficient utilization of the acquired human capital stock. You see, our parents collect more information about colleges and schools before sending their children. Okay. So expenditure incurred for acquiring information relating to the labor market and other market is also a source of human capital formation. For human capital formation, for human capital resource development, okay, for human capital development, what we wanted to collect more better information. Human resource development will take place only when we get the proper training from proper place. The people wanted to know where it is the proper place, so that they are all continuously collecting information. So we are all continuously collecting information about good hospitals, good educational institutions and good working place, etc. Then only better way we can utilize our productivity, then better way we can utilize our skill and potentialities. We want such a place, people want such a place where they can work better way, there must be working environment. Okay, they don't want to take stress, tension, etc. They wanted to work better way and devote more better way, and they wanted to express their potentialities, inner talent, they wanted to express better way. Okay, so better working environment we wanted to create in our country. So that is what actually in this paragraph we studied, because we are studied about labor market, people are collecting labor market information and education and health information, more information about education and health. Okay, so people wanted to work in various sectors, so that various sectors, and they wanted to utilize their skill better way in various sectors. Of course, at the same time our country also wanted to utilize human resources better way for the development of this nation. Okay, we wanted to eradicate poverty, we wanted to make India a better nation for living, we wanted to make Indian economy a better and best economy in the world. That everything is possible only when we utilize human resources better and best way. Now we are studying about human capital formation. Human capital formation is what actually the topic we are studying nowadays. The concept of physical capital is the base for conceptualizing human capital. There are some similarities between the two forms of capital. There are some striking dissimilarities as well. So now what we are going to study more about the human capital and physical capital. Okay, both are actually interconnected. There are similarities as well as the dissimilarities. We will study more about this human capital and economic growth. So now the topic is human capital and economic growth. Who contributes more to national income, a worker in a factory or a software professional? The question is, who is actually contributing more, a worker or a worker in a factory or a software professional? The question is, this is what the question here. We know that the labor skill of an educated person is more than that of an uneducated person, and that the former generates more income than the latter. So of course, you know, a worker or a software professional contribute more to the economy. That is the question. We know that the labor skill of an educated person is more than that of an uneducated person. Yes, of course, the skilled highly professional person's contribution is more than the uneducated person. Okay, so that is what actually the skilled person generates more income than the illiterate one or uneducated person. Okay, so we can move on to the next paragraph. Here it is saying that we just wanted to know the physical capital and human capital. We want such capital which is actually highly talented, skilled and professional. They can only create more development in the economy. That is what actually this chapter says. Human capital formation is very much important. Human capital development is very much important in order to attain maximum perfection in the economy. So we can move on to the next point. Economic growth means the increase in real national income of a country. What is economic growth? Economic growth means the increase in real national income of a country. Real national income of a country must be increased and enhanced. That country, naturally the contribution of the educated person to economic growth is more than that of an illiterate person. This we have already studied. Actually, naturally the highly talented, educated and trained person's contribution in the economy is better than and more than of an illiterate person. If a healthy person could provide uninterrupted labor supply for a longer period of time, then health is also an important factor of an economic growth. Not only the education, but the health is also very much connected with the productivity. Okay, the people, the laborers and trained skilled professionals must have knowledge as well as the health as well. Okay, the health they must have, the proper health they must have. Thus both education and health along with many other factors like on the job training, job market information and migration increases an individual's income generating capacity. So what are the factors influencing the income generating capacity? That is what here it says. What are the skills which increases the individual's income generating capacity, and what are the factors that influence the income generating capacity? We have already studied that education got the number 1 point, and number 1 is education. The second is health. Then what else? Job training, market information and migration as well. Okay, migration means what actually? Highly talented, educated people move one place to another place in order to find a better job opportunity and lifestyle. So that can also increase their productivity. They get better training, better education, better health service. That is also happening. So in this chapter, what did we understand? We understood that actually we needed to provide better education, better educated, highly talented people we need in our country in order to increase the development and in order to accelerate the development of our country. Okay, so better education we needed to provide, then better what else? Better job training we needed to provide, and better health facilities also we needed to provide. Then more income generation naturally will happen, because you know that more productivity is there. We are increasing the productivity in the people by giving proper education, proper health service and proper job training. Okay, now we can move on to the next point. This enhanced productivity of human beings or human capital contributes substantially not only towards increasing labor productivity but also stimulates innovations and creates ability to absorb new technologies. See, so we were talking about the enhanced productivity. Enhanced, the productivity would be increased or enhanced. That will happen only when we give proper job training and education to our human resources. Human capital contributes. Such type of, what kind of human capital contributes? The highly educated, talented human capital contributes substantially not only towards increasing the labor productivity. Such type of highly talented, educated people can increase labor productivity, but also stimulates innovations and creates ability to absorb new technology. You know, talented, the people who got much talent, high education, then good health, etc. The such type of people can absorb new technology very fast. Education provides knowledge to understand the changes in society and the scientific advancement. You know that education is the base for every development, human as well as the economical development. Our economy can get changes only when we have highly talented, educated, skilled labor force. So workforce. Education provides knowledge to understand the changes in society and scientific advancement, thus facilitate inventions and innovations. See, education is the base for every development. Such type of inventions and innovations also take place only when we have proper and highly talented citizens in India. Okay, similarly, the ability of educated labor force to facilitate adaptation into a new technology. So that is what actually we wanted to say. Innovations and inventions will take place when and where there is highly educated people. The same way, when we have highly educated labor force, then new technologies adaptation take place. So new technology we can implement when we have highly skilled and talented people in our country. They can only absorb such type of technology. Okay, so here in this paragraph it says the importance of technological development and the highly talented workforce and highly educated people we need in our economy. They can only contribute more for the development of our economy. Okay. Now we can move on to the next point. There's empirical evidence to prove that increase in human capital causes economic growth is rather nebulous. This may be because of measurement problems. For example, education measured in terms of years of schooling, teacher-pupil ratio and enrollment rates may not reflect the quality of education. So, education is not meaning that actually just giving something, schooling, teacher-pupil ratio, enrollment rates, etc. But what is actually meaning the quality of education? We want better, highly skilled, talented, professional people who can contribute to the economic development of our nation. That is what actually. So economic growth, see, empirical evidence to prove that increase in human capital, simply increasing in human capital increase is not making sure always that economic growth will happen, but we need to give more skill based education and we want talented people who are highly professional with technological advances. Okay, that is what actually we wanted to do. Health services measured in monetary terms, life expectancy and mortality rates may not reflect the true health status of the people in a country. Likewise, health services, simply we are talking about, okay, we got good health service and also our people are having enough monetary benefits and funds, and also our people's lifespan, life expectancy increased and mortality rates, especially the child mortality rate increased, etc., is not meaning that the true health status of the people of a country attained. What we want actually, we want highly talented, educated people who can work better way, and those who are not lazy people, those who can work for the benefits of this country. So all these above mentioned indicators is an analysis of improvement in education and health sectors and growth in real per capita income in both developing and developed countries shows that there is convergence in the measures of human capital, but no sign of convergence of per capita real income. What is happening? Okay, we have more highly educated people. Educated people means that education alone won't bring total changes in our economy. Higher income causes building of high level of human capital, vice versa, that is a high level of human capital causes growth of income. What is that actually? We wanted to create more highly productive people in our country. The productivity must be highly enhanced in our country, then only the real changes will happen. Otherwise what is happening actually? The development, the desired development we cannot bring in our country. Okay, the human capital and economic growth are connected each other. They can help each other and vice versa. They can influence each other. Okay, that is higher income causes building of a high level of human capital and vice versa. That is high level of human capital causes growth of income. When we have high level of human capital and when we have higher income, both are in our country, then we can bring the actual changes in our economy. They can influence each other, so we can utilize both these factors, capital and income. Both capital means human capital and income, wealth, better way, and utilize them properly and bring lot of changes in our economy, so that actually we can get higher development in our country. If that is what actually our economists need to do, then only the proper changes occur in our economy. Okay, I trust you understood this point well. So here it says that actually we needed to develop human capital as well as the economical growth, both are actually helping each other and they are connected each other. Okay, that's what the point it says. Now we can move on to the next point, that is India recognized the importance of human capital in economic growth. So this is what the point, human capital is must in economic growth. Okay, that we understood long years ago. The seventh 5-year plan says human resources development. Our 7th 5-year plan was focusing much on human resources development. That was actually has necessarily to be assigned a key role in a development strategy, particularly in a country with a large population. So see, in India we have huge population. Okay, we are the second largest populated country in the world. Therefore what we need, we wanted to eradicate poverty from our country. More poor people are living in our country. The poverty eradication will take place only when we transform our human capital better way. We wanted to give better education to them. We wanted to improve their technological abilities, skill and capabilities. Okay, then only we can change India into a developed country, and we can bring a lot of changes in our country and transformation. Transformation means human capital transformation wanted to take place, as well as India's total development wanted to take place. India is a developing country. We wanted to be a developed nation. Okay, that is what we wanted to remember. Then what else we wanted to do? We wanted to provide better development strategy, particularly in a country with a large population. We have large population, so that we want to utilize the population, the citizens of India, trained and educated on sound lines. We wanted to train them better way and educated them better ways, and large population can itself become an asset in accelerating economic growth and ensuring social change in desired directions. Who can bring changes in our country? Only the citizens of India can bring. What type of citizens, what kind of citizens or what type of citizens can bring changes in our country? Only highly educated, skilled people can accelerate the economic growth and ensure the social change in our country. That point you need to remember. Yes, dear students, here in this chapter we are studying that actually the economical as well as the complete changes, economical changes and social changes also we wanted to bring in our society. Everything will happen only when we provide better education and skill based education to our citizens. Then only the poverty eradication will take place. The basic thing is that what we needed to do is that actually the human capital development we wanted to bring, then only the economical growth will take place. This is what the gist of this chapter. Now we are studying about human capital formation. We have already spoken all those topics, some topics about human capital formation. Again we can see some more information, that those sectors have grown simultaneously. Growth in each sector probably has reinforced the growth of every other sector. See, so there are various different types of sectors, various sectors involved in the developmental programs. Okay, so like industrial sector is there, transportation sector is there, science and technology is there. So all these sectors are connected each other. Okay, they support each other. So overall what we want highly talented professional people. So therefore education we wanted to implement. So human resource development is must. That is what actually we are studying in this chapter. The National Education Policy 2020 states that the world is undergoing rapid changes in the knowledge landscape. So see, the world is actually getting a lot of transformation in the field of education. More people are collecting more knowledge. The knowledge and wisdom is very important. That got a significant role in the developmental programs in the world. Okay, with various dramatic scientific and technological advances, so many technological and scientific advantages is taking place in the world, such as the rise of big data, machine learning is happening, artificial intelligence, many unskilled jobs worldwide may be taken over by machines, while the need for a skilled, particularly involving mathematics, computer science and data science in conjunction with the multidisciplinary abilities across the sciences and social sciences and humanities will be increasingly in greater demand. What did you understand from this paragraph? Okay, this paragraph says actually, so machine learning is taking place nowadays. You know that technology wise and scientifically we are totally changing. Okay, the dramatic scientific and technological advances is taking place in the world. Okay, so many people are getting transformation, the developmental transition has taken place. So what is happening? The artificial intelligence is getting much development. Many unskilled jobs worldwide may be taken over by machines. Nowadays machines are doing its job, robots also. While the need for a skilled, particularly involving mathematics, computer science, in the field of mathematics, computer science and data science, in every field you can say multidisciplinary abilities across the science and social science and humanities will be increasingly greater demand. All these areas are getting a lot of expansion. So all these subjects are actually getting expansion. Okay, now more demand for these, all these mentioned subjects, mathematics, computer science, data science, also social science and humanities. All these subjects are getting, topics are getting more expansion and more demand. Okay, the world need more expert and highly professionally educated, talented people in this world. Then only the expected transformation or the changes we can bring or in the world. Okay, so education is must actually. Okay, so education is very important. Okay, education is the base of every development. So we can move on to the next point and understand more. With the climate change, increasing pollution and depleting natural resources, what is happening? You know that climate change is occurring, taking place because of unwanted, developmental projects and programs in the world. That is why climate, our developmental programs that is having harmful effect to the nature, that is also actually changing the climate. Okay, so increasing pollution, that is also affecting the climate, and depletion of natural resources. We are more utilizing, overuse of natural resources, that can also create more harmful effect in the nature and its climate. There will be a seizable shift in how we meet the world's energy, water, food and sanitation needs, again resulting in the need for new skilled labor, particularly in biology, chemistry, physics, agriculture, climate science and social science. See, lot of changes we wanted to bring. Why this climate change is occurring? So, due to various reasons, one among is that pollution and depleting natural resources, there will be seizable shift in how we meet the world's energy. See, lot of energy we want nowadays. Actually, people are using conventional energy and non-conventional energy nowadays. Water, food and sanitation needs we wanted to answer. See, lot of people are living in the world, they need drinking pure water. Then we wanted to provide food, we also wanted to provide basic sanitation needs. Okay, again resulting in the need for new skilled labor. So we want highly talented skilled laborers in the world. They can only bring the desired result, the developmental program they can only accelerate. Okay, the growing emergence of epidemics and pandemics will also call for collaborative research in infectious disease management and development of vaccines, and the resultant social issues heightens the need for multidisciplinary learning. See, the world is facing so many problems nowadays, as we have seen the coronavirus, COVID virus. Okay, the growing emergence of epidemics, nowadays the epidemics are spreading, and pandemics, epidemics and pandemics will also call for collaborative research. What we want nowadays, a country alone cannot combat with all these epidemics and pandemics. What we want the world countries, around 195 countries are in the world. Okay, all these countries come together and combat against this type of epidemics and pandemics. All these are actually natural calamities. We want to fight against them jointly. That is what actually this paragraph says. The collaborative research we wanted to do. Collaborative research means what? Actually jointly we wanted to fight against all these epidemics and pandemics. Okay, disease, we want proper disease management and development of vaccines, and the resultant of social issues heightens the need for multidisciplinary learning. Multidisciplinary learning we wanted to bring, then only we can combat against all these epidemics and the calamities world is taking face nowadays. Okay, so there will be a growing demand for humanities and art as India moves towards becoming a developed country as well as among the 3 largest economies in the world. See, we wanted to bring changes in the field of infrastructure, we wanted to bring changes in the field of science and technology, we wanted to bring changes in the field of research work. Therefore, what we wanted to do, the changes will happen only only when the countries of the world work together and do the research work, and then only they can defend all these type of epidemics and pandemics. Okay, so that is what actually. So there will be growing demand for humanities. Humanities and art subjects, all those are also getting much name and fame nowadays. That is also much important nowadays as India moves towards becoming a developed country. So India is actually developing, we are moving fast towards the development. Soon India would be a developed nation in the world. The policy's vision suggests how human capital formation in India will move its economy to a higher growth trajectory based on knowledge landscape. We wanted to bring complete changes in the society and in the economy. It will happen only when we work towards to attain such a development perfectly. That is what actually, that is why Indian government is making such a wonderful policies and strategies in order to bring changes in our economy. We wanted to attain the desired result. What is the desired result? The desired result is that actually the country wanted to be a developed nation. The country wants to eradicate poverty, and also we wanted to eradicate epidemics and pandemics from our country. We wanted to give more scientific based education to our people. That is what actually we wanted to attain. The more highly talented, educated and professional people wanted to serve in this nation. It will happen only when we provide better education to our people. Enhance output of goods and services. That means we want highly talented, educated, professional, skilled laborers who have more productivity. So nation must feel that in the human development perspective, human beings are ends in themselves. Human welfare should be increased through investments in education and health. That we wanted to understand. The government is giving much priority to education and health facilities. So okay, that is one of the best investment the government, every government is doing nowadays, because they wanted to increase the productivity in their people. Therefore, basic education and basic health are important in themselves. So that is very much important. Basic education and basic health facilities we needed to provide to our citizens, irrespective of their contribution to labor productivity. It's not actually that much. We should not be very much concerned about the labor productivity, but we want highly educated and healthy citizens in India, in our country. In such a view, every individual has a right to get basic education. Therefore, we must give basic education to every citizen, and it is our birthright to get basic education. Okay, these are our rights and duties, and basic health care, that is every individual has a right to be literate and lead a healthy life. That is a right to get proper education and receive proper health facilities. So I trust you understood this point. In this section we are going to analyze human capital formation in India. So what we are going to do, we wanted to know human capital formation in India. We have already learned that human capital formation is the outcome of investment in education. Human capital formation, what is human capital formation? Human capital formation means outcome of investment in education, health, on the job training, migration and information, etc. So when we invest in human capital formation, we will have more highly educated people and highly talented people, educated people, healthy people. Also we have more skilled and talented people who can migrate to other countries and who are capable to use the information technology more effectively. That means highly educated talented people we can create only when our government invests in education. That's what. We know that India is a federal country with a union government, state governments and local governments. Of course you know that actually. We are actually, India is a democratic nation. India is also a federal country with a union government. We have union government and state governments. We have that central government and state governments. Both are actually relentlessly, continuously working for the welfare of the entire nation, okay, for their citizens. We have municipal corporations, municipalities and village panchayats mainly. The Constitution of India mentions the functions to be carried out by each level of government. Accordingly, expenditures on both education and health are to be carried out simultaneously by all the three tiers of the government. So, okay, these are the three tiers of the government: municipal corporations, municipalities and village panchayat. They are also taking care of this health and education. Not only them alone, but the government, the union government as well as the state governments also taking care of its people's health and education. So then we can move on to the next point. Do you know who takes care of education and health in India? Do you know who is taking care of this health and education in India? Before we take up the analysis of the education sector in India, we will look into the need for government intervention in education and health sectors. Of course, the government needed to take care of this education and health, because this is one of the very important sectors, education and health sectors. So the government has to keep all these portfolio with them. Okay, we do understand that education and healthcare services create both private and social benefits, and this is the reason for the existence of both private and public institutions in the education and health service markets. The central government, state government as well as the private organizations are in the field of education. The same with the health service. Okay, even there are many good hospitals by our government. Okay, that AIIMS, All India Medical Science, All India Institute of Medical Science is there. We have also some private hospitals, they are also doing better service. We have better private schools, and we have better government schools as well. So expenditures on education and health make substantial long time impact, and they cannot be easily reversed. Hence government intervention is essential. Government needed to invest in the field of health and education. Of course, Indian government is spending lot of money for high school level, primary level, UPSC level, then also in college levels, university level. So the same with the in the field of health as well. Okay, I trust you understood this point. The health and education is important, and the government need to take initiative to manage all those things properly and control all those sectors properly and better way. That is what we understood. For instance, once a child is admitted to a school or health care center where the required services are not provided before the decision is taken to shift the child to another institution, substantial amount of damage would have been done. See, the thing is that actually we want better schools in our country, better hospitals in our country. So, if a child study in a better school, then only the child get its personality, child gets its benefit, and its that child's personality would be changed totally. Therefore, what we want better schools in our country. Okay, the personality developmental programs take place in schools. So, therefore, what we need to provide better schools. Okay, we wanted to get admitted our children in a better schools. So, if we do not admit our children in a good schools, what will happen? That will damage their personality as well. That is what actually we want to do. Same with the health facilities also. We want better hospitals. Otherwise, what will happen? The adverse effect will happen, and our health would be ruined by their mismanagement. So, what we need actually, the government must take care of all those departments properly and do periodical intervention, and periodically they have to do their reconnaissance, or they have to observe what is happening in those sectors. So, what we want actually, the damage would have been taken. Moreover, individual consumers of these services do not have complete information about the quality of services and their cost. So, many people they don't know actually the exact cost. So, the cost is not meaning only the money which we spend actually. If we do not get the right service or proper service, that is also losing our cost. Okay, time is also valuable, time is going, health is going, then our knowledge is also getting downward or going downward. That is also not good. We want better service in our education, we want better health facilities from the hospitals. That you need to remember. In this situation, the providers of education and health service acquire monopoly power and are involved in exploitation. What is happening when more private organizations only or alone concentrate on health and education? What will happen? They will have their own monopoly. So, that is why we should not allow only private sectors to do service on education and health service. The government, it is our government's duty, and the government must show the initiative to promote education and health sectors. The role of government in this situation is to ensure that the private providers of these services adhere to the standard stipulated by the government and change the correct price, charge the correct price. Okay, change their standard, also charge the price. Okay, the correct price. What do you say? If government is not monitoring what is happening in the field of education and in the field of health service, especially in the private sector, then what will happen? They will have their own monopoly, and they do not provide a better standard. Okay, standard of service. Their standard of service would be very low standard. That we don't want it to do. Government has to take care of the health facilities, of the health standard of or health system of our people. Actually, the government needed to take care of. Okay, what did we understood from this chapter? Actually, the education we wanted to provide to our people, better education we wanted to provide, then health service we wanted to take care of. Who will take care? The government needed to do. Okay, we wanted to provide it. Then only what will happen? Then only the productivity enhance in our citizens. When productivity increases, their service would be better, and that will accelerate more developmental programs, and the country became a developed nation very soon.